I am working as a collector in a government office in Jaipur. Recently, I was transferred to Bikaner. There was a little disappointment with the news of this transfer. Although he was transferred with the promotion, he did not feel like leaving Jaipur. It's a very beautiful city. How many memories are attached to this city? Suman was brought to this city 4 years ago, and my little Alia was also born in this city. Oh, I wish my next child was here, too. But Honi had other plans. Vinay, why are you making your heart smaller? What's less good news is that the transfer has come with a promotion. See how lucky our little prince is. Suman said, looking into my eyes. I smiled. But I don't know why, an unknown fear had crept into my mind that everything was not going right. However, the day also came when he had to say goodbye to Jaipur with a heavy heart. That government quarter of Bikaner was bigger than Jaipur. And there was also more space for children to play. See, Vinay Babu, we had said that whatever happens, happens for good. What a beautiful quarter. Suman said while looking at the house. Yes. When I said something, Suman cut me off and said, but the groom is nothing. You get upset unnecessarily. Suman's point was valid. I was probably getting upset unnecessarily, but I couldn't explain to him that there was an unknown fear inside me. I don't know what a strange relationship that place was. I was suffocating at that place. There was a large field right in front of our quarters. And next to that ground was a very old mansion. Everyone used to address that mansion as Lala Valley because its entire color was red. Whenever I saw that mansion, I felt a strange pull towards that mansion. It was as if the mansion was calling me. One night, I suddenly woke up. I could hear someone screaming very loudly. I woke up and saw that Suman was sleeping comfortably and our doll was also sleeping comfortably with her. Then I looked out of the window. The sound was coming from outside. Someone was screaming and calling someone, but no one could hear it. I don't know why it felt like the voice was coming from the red mansion in front of me. I stared at the mansion for a long time and the voice grew louder and louder and started pulling me towards it. Suman woke up and said, "What are you doing here? Let's go to sleep. Then you have to get up early in the morning and go to the office." His voice seemed to pull me back from the grip of some unwanted force. I went and slept. All day in the office, I thought about that strange voice. Was she really coming or was it my delusion? I didn't even want to talk to anyone about it. There was a new office, there were new people. I don't know what to think of me. That evening, when I was returning home from office, my car suddenly broke down in front of the mansion. When the driver got down and saw that the tire of the car was punctured, he told me he would take 15 minutes to fix it. I told him not to worry and take his work easy. The house is nearby, I'll move out of here. I slowly started walking towards the house. The road passed through the mansion. As soon as I reached in front of the mansion, I did not know why I raised my head and looked towards the mansion. Every time I saw that mansion, I felt a strange vibe. And today when I stood in front of the mansion, that stretch was felt even more. Looking at that mansion, it seemed as if I was aware of its every nook and cranny. Then I heard someone screaming. I looked around and saw a shadow running on the ceiling. My steps went inside the mansion automatically. It felt like someone had dragged me inside the mansion. I ran straight to the roof. When I reached the terrace, I wondered how I knew how to get to the roof. I looked around but couldn't see anybody. Was that shadow my illusion? Thinking about this, I started climbing down from the roof. Suddenly, I felt someone push me hard. I didn't even get a chance to recover and I fell down the stairs to the floor. My hands and legs were badly peeled and there were a lot of injuries. I managed to pull myself together and started walking out of the mansion. Then someone wrote "Revenge" in big letters in red color on the front wall. But as soon as I went to him, The words disappeared automatically. Then he turned around and looked at the wall in front of him, and there was written blood for blood. I came out of the mansion with brisk steps and reached my quarters. Suman was shocked to see so many injuries on my body and came running to me. "What happened to you here, Vinay? Where did you fall from?" If I had told Suman the truth, she would have been scared. And in such a condition of her, I did not want to give her any mental problem. "I fell down the stairs of the office," I said, averting my eyes from him. "So that's where you should have bandaged. You also don't take care of yourself at all. Sit down here. I'll call the doctor right away." The doctor came and bandaged me and left. I was sitting on the bed when Suman came and grabbed me turmeric milk and asked me to finish it with a gesture and went to do my work. I was constantly looking at that red mansion from the window. What happened in that mansion today woke me up. I couldn't figure out who it was that pushed me. Why did someone write words like revenge on the wall? And how did those words disappear as soon as I got there? The night was dark, but there was no sleep in my eyes. I was just looking at that mansion. Then I started hearing the sounds of someone screaming again from that mansion. Gradually, she grew louder and louder than the voices, and I could hear it clearly. "Leave me, let me go, don't kill me. I fold my hands in front of you, leave me, I am someone's trust." Now I heard this sentence clearly. It was a girl's voice. But whose voice is it? What did that girl want from me? Was he the one who pushed me? Was he the one who wrote revenge on the walls? Did she want to take revenge on me? Thinking about all this, it was morning. In the morning, despite Suman's refusal, I went to the office. Because I wanted to stay away from that mansion for a while. There was some relief in the office, but after the day passed, the shadow of the night had stopped again on the same question. Even today I was sitting near the window looking at that mansion. But tonight there was a strange peace all around. I couldn't sleep again tonight. The next day before leaving the office in the evening, I got a call from Suman. "Vinay, come home quickly, Alia is nowhere to be found. I'm so scared. You come home quickly." Suman was speaking tremblingly. I immediately reached home and asked Suman, "Where's Alia? Where did she go? Why weren't you with him?" Suman did not answer my questions, just kept crying. I also thought that I forcefully bombarded Suman with questions. Suman told me that she was with Alia only. I was playing with the ball. Then the ball went towards the mansion. Before Suman could stop Alia ran towards the mansion. Suman ran after her, but by the time she reached there, Alia was nowhere to be seen. Maybe I understood what had happened. I asked Suman to stand outside. "I'm going inside the mansion." I explained to her that no matter how much noise it was, no matter how many screaming sounds she heard, she wouldn't come in. Suman was looking at me with questioning eyes. But I didn't have time to explain it to him. I assured him that he would trust me. "I will bring our daughter back soon." I arrived inside the mansion. Then I heard someone laughing. Then he said in his voice, "You have finally arrived." Deep inside, I was scared. But I stood firm. As I stood, I looked around and then said, "Onk Mikali Haikalogia Kam Ki Bapi Karogi. If you wanted me, then take me. I came, I know my daughter is in your possession, leave her." As soon as I said this, there was silence in the big room of that mansion. It seemed as if someone was inspecting him from a distance. My eyes were also staring at every place in the room. The silence in the room was broken by the sound of anklets, cham, 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 cham. The sound was coming from the gallery of the mansion and was slowly moving towards the room below. I'm saying again, leave my daughter. You have a job with me, don't you? If you want to take revenge on me, then take it, but leave that innocent one. I screamed. Innocent, every child is innocent to her father. but predators like you crush his innocence. Do you have any idea what his father is going through? Cried the voice. I didn't understand anything. Why did that voice call me a monster? I have never harmed anyone. I don't understand what you're saying. You must tell me what enmity you have with me, I explained to him. Then there was smoke all around. And in the midst of that smoke I saw a girl walking towards me. Lips pressed into a veil of white and red color, wearing a deep white and red lehanga, the edges of which were covered with gata, a large garland of jewelry in the street, a large string of dark green bangles in both hands, and no emotion on the lips. The beam of her anklet echoed in the silence of the night. His footsteps came to a halt at a distance of 1 foot from me. Her gaze was looking at me from behind the veil. Kunwar Amar Pratap Singh, you don't remember anything. Maybe I'll have to remind you. The woman gave a pinch and began to speak. As she spoke, I could see the events unfold before my eyes. Look at Amar Pratap Singh. Look at yourself. The only heir to this huge mansion was arrogant and drunk. You have never considered a villager a human being. To you, they were all your servants. Those who give up their lives at your behest. But in return, you did not even give them an honorable death. Every girl in the village was disturbed by your dirty intentions and dirty eyes. But it was my misfortune that at the behest of my father, I had to work as a maid in your mansion. Your eyes were on me from the beginning. And you got your chance that day. How cruelly a man greedy for lust like you has used me. Listen to how I was screaming. She was screaming. Leave me, let me go. But you didn't listen to me and did what you wanted. You knew that my marriage was fixed, yet you did such a shameful thing. I was screaming that I am someone else's trustee, but you did not listen to me. Look at Amar Pratap Singh. See how you killed me after fulfilling your lust and buried me in this mansion. My father comes every day. They asked me about them, begging and crying, but you didn't show them the slightest humanity. And they whipped them and drove them out of there. It was as if all those scenes were unfolding one by one in front of my eyes. I was bewildered. I was dismayed that I had a birth when I had crossed all limits of cruelty. I folded my hands in front of the lady and said, "Forgive me, Gauri, I am your culprit. I am your murderer. But that's all about being born many years ago. I'm not what you think I am today. In this life, I am modest. I have a small family. And I have never intentionally harmed anyone. My heart is pure and good. But I have been wandering here thirsty for a lifetime to take revenge on you. I want revenge on you. Only then will my soul be liberated. And I will take that revenge by killing your daughter in front of your eyes. It will give me great pleasure and comfort to see you yearning. You should also know what the pain of a daughter's death is. No, I fold my hands in front of you. Don't punish my daughter for the sins of my past lives. She is innocent. You have enmity with me, so take this. I am present before you. Give me whatever punishment you want to kill. But don't take my daughter away from me," I said to him, giggling. Then Suman came inside and fainted after seeing the scene there. I ran to Suman and somehow brought her to her senses. "What's going on, Vinay? Why is this woman keeping our daughter hanging in the air?" she screamed in fear. "Suman, I told you not to come in. Then why did you come?" "For you and Alia. How can I leave you both alone at a crisis?" "You get out of here, Suman. I promise that your daughter will reach you safely." Then Suman folded her hands in front of the woman and sat on the ground begging and said, "A mother is begging you for her daughter's life. You must have been someone's daughter, too. Please give my daughter back to me." Suddenly Gauri took Aliyah down and Suman lifted Aliyah in her lap. A daughter can never ignore a mother's call. "Get your daughter out of here," Gauri said with a furious look. "Let's get out of here quickly." Suman grabbed my hand and pulled me away. but I released my hand from her and said, "Suman, you have to go alone from here now. I cannot go from here. I swear to you, Alia, and our future child, you will not stay here even for a minute and go straight to the quarters," I said, hugging Suman and Alia. Maybe that was the last hug I got. Suman walked out of the mansion with tears in her eyes, carrying Alia in her arms. I bowed down on the ground and sat with folded hands in front of Gauri and said, "Today you have complete freedom, Gauri. I want to thank you for leaving my daughter. Now punish me in whatever way you want, even if I have to lose my life in this punishment. If it liberates you, I am willing to do that too. But forgive me if you can for the misdeeds I have done in that birth." I closed my eyes and sat on the ground with my hands folded. The next day, Suman was sitting at the door of the house. Maybe she was sitting there waiting for me all night. I patted her head and she got up in a hurry and hugged me and started crying. I took him inside the house and sat him down comfortably and calmed his questioning gaze by telling him the whole story. "He has forgiven you, didn't he?" she said, touching my cheeks. "I don't know, Suman. But if I have come back alive in front of you today, it is because of you. You were also there in my birth. You were a very good friend of Gauri's. Gauri did not want to take away her husband and child from her friend. Maybe that's why he left me." Suman and I looked at the mansion and folded our hands to pay tribute to Gauri. That night of fog had dissipated. There was light everywhere now.